I ended up graduating with a 2.575 grade point average. Greetings, Internet people. You're tuned into the Keep It Real RN channel. My name is Craig, and I'll be your host. And today I'm going to do another episode of Ask Me Anything. Today's question is a three-parter, and I'm going to answer it the best that I can. In your job, do you actually utilize what you learned in microbiology and chemistry? Chemistry is very useful and is the building block of a lot of your core science classes that you take in nursing school down the road. Chemistry is very useful in understanding the physiology and pathophysiology, especially on a cellular level when you're looking at how cells regulate potassium and sodium and all the other different electrolytes and chemicals in the body. Microbiology is another one that's very important because microbiology is actually the foundation of disease theory, and most patients that come into the hospital usually have an infection of one type or another, and a lot of policies and procedures in the hospital are based on the transmission of microbes theory. And there are a lot of microbes and a lot of organisms that are very common in the hospital and also have common antibiotics that are used to combat those. So it's very, very useful to know that stuff and to know it well. If you could go back to nursing school and yet somehow know all the things you know now, is there anything you would have done differently, paid attention to more, etc., that would have made your time and career as a nurse better or easier? If I could go back to nursing school knowing what I know now, I would have tried harder. I got admitted to the University of Minnesota School of Nursing with a 2.3 grade point average. Nowadays, people have to have at least in the threes to get in. And I was absolutely shocked that I got in with such a lousy GPA. And once I got in, I'm starting, nursing school with kind of a deficit as far as my GPA goes. And so it takes a lot of classes. It takes a lot of A's to get that grade point average up. And I did not get A's, believe me. I got B's and C's and a lot more C's than B's. And I ended up graduating with a 2.575 grade point average. And in today's world and in even years gone by, a 2.575 was not good enough to get into any graduate schools, especially when it came to anesthesia school. I mean, you had to have in the high threes. So as a result of my low GPA, I never really pursued any kind of graduate school, knowing full well that I would have had to go back to college and get my GPA up in order to even be considered. And it seems like such a wondrous chore that I just never pursued it. However, doing some research now, I found that there are some graduate programs, and in fact, there's one at the University of Minnesota that will take you with less than a 3.0 GPA. That's me. However, you have to take the GRE, which I am studying for, and you have to get into the upper 50 percentile on the GRE, which means I need to own the GRE. So I'm planning on sometime next year setting a date and just taking the test and see what happens. So if I get in the upper 50 percentile, that will open up a few doors for me and I'll have some options. I'm not 100% sure if I want to go to graduate school or not, but if I decide not to, I want to not do it because I didn't want to and not because I couldn't get in. Is there something that you have to shake your head at with new nurses coming out of school and think, why aren't they teaching these folks blank to do blank better? Why aren't they teaching these folks writing skills so that they can write better? There's a lot of nurses coming out of nursing school that don't have a command of grammar and spelling. And there's a lot of nurses that have been in the field for a long time that don't have a command of grammar and spelling. And you do write in these EMRs and this legal record, and you can't help but wonder if you put somebody's writing on the stand, say you're in a deposition and they put your charting up on the screen for a jury to look at, and you have a ton of misspelled words in there, it kind of puts your skills into question. Even though you may be the best and the smartest nurse in the world, but if you can't tell the difference between there, and there, it puts your skills into question. Please rate this video and leave a comment below. If you like this video, share it with your friends. In fact, share it with your friends, even if you think it sucks. Hit the subscribe button down there and join us as a passenger on the Keep It Real RN Express. And until next time, keep it real. To watch more of my videos, click on the video boxes above me. If you haven't subscribed already, I invite you to click on my channel icon to subscribe so you'll be notified when I put out new videos. For behind the scenes, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and I'll leave the links down in the description. Thank you for watching.